The Gothic subculture has always been victim to many stereotypes and assumptions. Many believe that those in the subculture are nothing more than satanic creeps who are attention whores. This may be true for some individuals, but it's blatantly untrue for the majority, as those who are in the subculture merely like the darker side of life. It got so bad that the subculture was falsely blamed for the Columbine massacre, much like Marilyn Manson, the video game Doom, and the famous film The Matrix. But I don't want to go over that topic again. So, if I threw the term Gothic murder at you, you'd most likely think that it was a goth who convicted murder on an innocent person. Well, this case isn't like that. In fact, it's the complete opposite. Sophie Lancaster was a 20-year-old goth girl born on November 26, 1986, who unfortunately met this terrible fate. Sophie was once a student at Haslingden High School in Haslingden, Rosendale, England, and later attended Accrington and Rosendale College to earn an English degree. Things were going well for her. Not only was she in college, but she also found herself a nice boyfriend named Robert Maltby, who was 21 years old at the time and was also a goth like his girlfriend. Both of their families loved them and described them as intelligent and sensitive kids. Unlike what many would expect, they would almost never get into any trouble, and the only problems they ever ran into were because of the way they were dressed. Which is exactly what happened on August 11th, 2007. The two were walking home as they were surrounded by a few mid-teen boys who viciously attacked Robert without saying a word. Sophie decided to stay and try and protect her boyfriend while cradling him in her arms. A 15-year-old then stomped and jumped on her head over and fled the scene. The boys then celebrated the deaths by telling others and claiming they did a good thing. I'm not sure who raised these kids into thinking murder was okay, but thankfully the 5 boys were arrested by the Lancashire police. They came to the conclusion that the boys only attacked them solely for the way they dressed and nothing else. What's strange is that during the hearing in 2007, all 5 of the boys claimed not guilty to the attack. In these types of situations, the best thing to do is to plead guilty, especially if it's something like murder. But in the trial of March 2008, Ryan Herbert, one of the attackers, pleaded guilty, while Brendan Harris, another attacker, pleaded not guilty. While the murder charges against the last 3 boys were withdrawn. As the trial opened, the prosecution told the hearing, Sophie and Robert were singled out not for anything they said or done, but because of how they looked and dressed. Detective Superintendent Mick Gradwell of Lancashire Police has said it was one of the most violent murders he has came across in his career, and that he doesn't think the boys realize how serious the situation is. The boys even enjoyed the attack. Both Ryan Herbert and Brendan Harris were sent to life in prison by the judge, who also described the attack as feral thuggery. Now, what about Sophie? What happened to her after the attack? Well, she did die, but not right away. Robert was in a coma for an extended period of time, but eventually recovered with lasting brain damage, while Sophie was in a much deeper coma and was sent from hospital to hospital. It eventually became clear that she would never recover. So the family unwillingly decided to pull the plug, and she was announced dead on August 24th, 2007. Before I go, I want to leave you with this. Not at all am I saying that judging someone by the way they dressed is on the same level as things like racism or sexism. Because people who are affected by racism or sexism are people who are judged because of something they couldn't control. But that does not mean that this situation should be taken any less seriously. We may not agree on everything, from how we perceive life to our fashion sense. But I think we can all agree that diversity is a beautiful thing. But I guess not to everyone. As people could be attacked for the reasons of racism, to sexism, to homophobia, and more. The fact that we can't accept something as minor, like the way people dress, makes me believe that world peace can never be achieved. But that doesn't mean we should give up. If you're seeing anyone being mistreated for any reason, such as race, gender, sexuality, religious beliefs, or even something as minor as the way they dress, please stand up and help them. It can make not only their lives easier, but give more hope to others. If nothing is done, it could go from simple bullying to something like this. Thank you all for staying the night at Hotel Room 103.